So I
don't think she was looking for.
I don't think she was ready. It wasn't supposed to be her time. But nonetheless, I know one of the sure things is she's having a good time watching down over us. She hates these things. She's probably mad at every one of us, and she's just creating a longer list so that when we get to see her, she's going to give it to us. Yeah, we have flowers and funeral, and we're talking nice about her. So, I know she's over us today. She's watching over. She's definitely gloating, and I like to think Sandy's holding a little bit of court. In that family, specifically in the Colano family, that was how it was. And she got to assume the throne of matriarchy in that family. And some of my finest memories was her bossing pops around and sitting there holding court with Sandy. Sandy left an indelible mark on all of us. So thank you, family, friends, and all of our other assorted consorts for joining us today to remember and respect a wife, a mother, mom, sister, aunt, grandma, great-grandma, friend, and ultimately just a partner in crime, our Sandy. You may, give me a second here. You may have some other names in mind when you think of her. Please feel free to share them with us after this. We would like to hear it. Some of my favorites, she was so special and loved by all of us. But I can guarantee you that probably none of us loved Sandy at first. She was not a love at first sight type of gal.
She mastered my bitch face.
Oh my God.
She did.
She is, when you look at the dictionary next to RBF, it's right here, I'm coming to mention. So behind every family, there's the one that holds things together, that pulls all the strings, she ties all the knots, she weaves the patterns into a beautiful textile. That was Sandy. She was the producer, and she produced the most beautiful textiles, and many of them simultaneously, separately, and if you really know her, secretly. She was the director, she was the composer, she was the tutor, and she was the guide to her many different ensembles, symphonies, and orchestras. Whether it was the families being brought together and mended together, her many work lives, many places, and the Legion, IGMA, and all of those things, she touched us. She wrote the scripts, she trained us as actors, and she brought the plots to fruition. Along the way, she repaired and built many relationships and bettered everyone around her. But honestly, if you knew her, like I said, you didn't like her at first. Whether it was her love affair with Conway Twitty, that's some weird shit right there. Her strong crush with Tom Selleck, mustache rides, or her straightforward demeanor. Sandy was many layers, but she was brutally honest, and you always knew where you stood. She was forthright, and she called you out. But she was caring, and she loved valiantly. She was courageous. See Vinny. She fought many battles with many people, and she fought them always for the right reasons. And that's because she was bold and honest. There aren't many souls like that left in this world that can look you in the face, tell you how it is, and then give you directions on how to get right. Where to shop, what to wear, what time to leave, mile markers. But she was a caring spirit, and she gave selflessly. But speaking her mind was something she always did. Like I said, you know where she stood. She was quick-witted, and she was sharp-tongued.
You could sometimes just look at her face. She wouldn't have to say anything.
Just look at her face.
You knew if you were in trouble or if you were accepted.
You always had to keep your wits up around Sandy. As a kid, I used to think it was being guarded. And, personally, she trained me for many battles. She taught me how to hold my own and how to have the right way to do things. But about her opinionated parts, the shit of it was she was always right. And she reveled in being right. That is a memory, if you really knew her when she held court, there was nothing more vindicating to her. And she gave that smile, and she was right. I told you so. And I had to tell her that many times personally, that she was right. She was a volunteer and a selfless member of our families and our organizations. But more than that, she was a really proud American. She was a staunch advocate and stalwart steward for the fire and safety departments, for health workers, and for service members. I'd ask all of you, while we break bread, share your stories. I know my sisters and my stories are probably going to be different than yours. We were the recipients of unbridled Sandy love. I've heard things today that aren't always synonymous in my mind. She was loving and caring and funny and witty. I'm like, I don't remember that. All joking aside, Sandy was patient with all of us. And she allowed us to mature and to grow and to receive her directions to play the right scripts. And for many years, I thought they were her scripts. I thought it was her work, but there was something else working. She brings a lot of people together. There's a lot of love. And she was playing from somebody else's music. She was just the director. She's our Sandy. She will be missed. She'll be loved. And if you would pray with me over this food. Lord, please allow this food to nourish us. Thank you for bringing your family and friends and loved ones together to enjoy this special time, to remember your most newest and welcomed member into your heavenly home. Bless us, O Lord, in these things that we're about to receive. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Thank you.
Amen.
Ladies, wonderfully, that place song.
A toast to Sandy.
Cheers. Nostrovia Liliana Piat.
Love you too.